This is a Phoenix Media program, an innovation of USQ.
USQ is a proud sponsor of this radio program.
Listen to mornings live and local on Brisbane Youth Radio on 1197 AM and digital radio and online at phoenixradio.com.au. My name's Nick.
My name is Alexander.
And this is mornings.
Good morning.
Live and local. Good morning. Why does that always crack me up?
I
don't know. It's a silly thing. It's not a silly thing to say. Like, it is morning.
It is the morning.
And it's a good morning.
It's really early today as well.
It's so early. You know, it's after 10 o'clock right now.
Exactly.
It's very early. So coming from the show today, of course, we have Today in History.
You'll meet a man in Brisbane who has woken up this morning with 3 extra letters after his name.
I wonder who it's going to be.
Keep tuned for that.
Stay tuned. I'll be after 11, so you have to stay around.
Listen to the first hour.
You have to go through it all, but we're fun to be with.
Exactly.
So you will get away with it.
Stick around.
And, you know, and later in the show we have news and we got some weather.
Entertainment news for those of you who are going to be bored over the next 2 weeks of exam block and school holidays.
Yes.
So we'll be talking about what's coming up in the game industry and also in the movie industry to keep you and your little siblings entertained.
Yes, and we've got facts.
Yes.
We've got some facts.
Some nice facts for you as well. Some interesting things. I was browsing the internet the other day and I was like, this is pretty interesting.
So right now we have Never Be Like You by Flume or /Kai. That's what it says on my screen. It says Flume /Kai, so it's one of them or both of them. I think it's both of them though. And I'm in a weird mood this morning, so you're gonna put up with me, and Alex will have to deal with it. Yeah. So Never Be Like You by Flume /Kai. Hey, listen, mornings live and local on Brisbane Youth Radio on 1197 AM and digital radio and online at phoenixradio.com.au. Now for the latest news.
A letter posted at Goondiwindi and addressed to a post office box 10 metres away has been sent hundreds of kilometres to Goodna. Ipswich City Councillor Paul Tully found the letter from Crow Horwath in his PO box last week. Initially confused about the letter, Councillor Tully realised he was not the intended recipient. The letter posted a week ago at Goondiwindi Post Office on New South Wales border was correctly addressed to the Goondiwindi Post Box. Somehow it travelled on a 323-kilometre trip to Goodna and ended up in a bewildered Councillor Tully's PO box. The 10-metre journey inside the post office ended up becoming a 646-kilometre round trip after the Division 2 councillor posted the private letter back to Goondiwindi. Australia Post supposedly got the best automatic sorting system in the world, and it can't read a town or postcode correctly, he said. Surely Australian Post, which is making big profits every year, can get something as simple as a town right. Australia Post encourages people missing an item to check their tracking number and address, or visit the website ozpost.com.au and submit an inquiry.
A disability pensioner accused of riding a horse drunk through a drive-through polish shop says she probably could have handled the reins 10 times over the limit but won't do it again. Charmaine Maguire, 51, allegedly had a blood alcohol content of 0.226% over 4 times the legal limit and is accused of being in charge of a horse while drunk. Police found Ms. Maguire on her horse Skippy outside the Logan City Tavern on Monday and says she refused to leave the licensed premises about 11:30 p.m. She was found with red wine, which she said she put into a plastic fruit juice bottle. I can't say that this morning. Maybe I'm a bit drunk myself. I am an alcoholic and I do have a very high tolerance to alcohol, Ms. Maguire said, told the Sunday Mail. Then going about me being 4 times the legal limit is probably could have been 10 times the legal limit and still ridden the white horse perfectly. It's nothing to be proud of. I have a drinking problem. I'm doing things about it. Ms. Maguire is scheduled to appear in Bentley Magistrates Court on June 26.
Long-term movie star Vikings actor Travis Fimmel put small Queensland town on the map. The sound of helicopters, gunfire and explosions is not what you'd expect to encounter in the sleepy regional town of Wooroloon. I think that's how you pronounce it. A 3-hour drive northwest of Brisbane. But for a few weeks, the sound of warfare interrupted the rumbling of passing cars in the dusty highway town, when a nearby property was transformed into a film set for the Vietnam War movie Danger Close, The Battle of Long Tan. It was a big deal for the small South Burnett town when the film crew moved in earlier this year, spending money, filling motel rooms, and shining the spotlight on the region. Directed by Kriv Stenders, Danger Close, The Battle of Long Tan will tell the story of Australian diggers in the most recognised battle of the Vietnam War. Viking star Travis Fimmel plays war hero Lieutenant Colonel Harry Smith. South Burnett Mayor Keith Campbell said the community was very proud that the region had played a part in immortalising the Battle of Long Tan. Councillor Campbell said it was an exciting time and a major economic boost for the whole area. A lot of the motels are booked out. A lot of the tourist attractions were visited, he said. More than that, it gave the whole community a lift to know that something as significant as a movie was being shot in our region. It has left a very good feeling in the hearts and minds of people within our region.
It's currently 17 degrees around the southeast today, and we're expecting a high of 23. It's going to be partly cloudy and a slight chance of a shower, and tonight it will get down to 6 degrees. I just saw get down, I'm like, yeah, let's get into a bit. Let's get down to 6 degrees. So coming up with our history segment after these songs, and speaking of the songs, we have Spectrum by Florence and the Machine, but right now we got a bit of a bop. It's Hey Soul Sister by Train. Oh, it's great. It's a great song. Oh, there's that little ukulele, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
This day in history.
Listen, mornings live and local on Brisbane Youth Radio on 1197 AM and digital radio online at phoenixradio.com.au. Now, Alex, it's time for Today in History.
It is. Today is June the 11th, and in 1918, during the end of the Great War, which was World War I, the British and French governments asked the United States to send 3 battalions of infantry to North Russia. Although the US reluctantly agreed, it would be another 3 months before any American troops actually arrived.
And in 1935, inventor Edwin Armstrong gives the first public demonstration of FM broadcasting in the United States at Alpine, New Jersey.
And here we are still on AM.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
It would be cool to be part of that. Do like a horoscope segment.
On the
30s
first FM. In 1940, Australia, New Zealand and South Africa declare war on the Axis ally, Italy. There's more on this later.
Oh, wow. So in 1955, 83 spectators are killed and at least 100 are injured after an Austin Healey and a Mercedes-Benz collide at the 24 Hours of Le Mans, the deadliest ever accident in motorsports.
It was horrific.
Oh, wow. So how much do you know about that?
Quite a bit. So the spectators were very close to the road. One of the hoods on Mercedes-Benz, I believe, actually flew into the crowd and decapitated quite a lot of people.
Oh, wow.
I think the driver survived. I could be wrong. I'm fairly sure he survived.
Wow.
Hugh Laurie was born in 1959. He is popularly known for his role as Dr. House in House. He is 58 years old today.
Oh, wow. He wasn't he also in is it Cats and Dogs he's in? Or is it Stuart Little? I'm like confusing the two.
He's in Stuart Little. He's the dad.
He's the dad of Stuart Little.
He looks so different because he's so young there.
What was that made? It was like in the 80s or something. No, 90s.
It had CGI. So
Yeah,
it would have
CGI.
been the 90s or the noughties.
Maybe.
Yeah.
One or two.
I'm not too sure, to be honest.
That's a great movie.
I didn't really like it.
Get out of my studio.
Sorry.
How did you not like Stuart Little? And he's like,
Do
this
you-
red sports car.
Do you remember, because I was a young kid, do you remember a movie called Mousetrap?
No.
So there was a movie called Mousetrap and I loved it, but because the mouse gets up to me, it was kind of, for a young kid, it was a scary movie. They were very dark, themes and everything. But yeah, I just didn't like mice after that for some reason.
Oh.
Yeah, so I didn't really
Traumatized.
Yeah.
That's by Stuart. Oh, Stuart Little, he's talking about. Peter Dinklage was also born today in 1969. He is popularly known as Tyrion Lannister in Game of Thrones. He is 48 today.
And some more history for what we missed over the weekend. On the 9th of June, which was on Saturday, in 1934, Donald Duck makes his first debut in The Wise Little Hen.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And on the, I think this is what I was talking about before, on the 10th of June, which was yesterday, the Kingdom of Italy declares war on France and the United Kingdom, which is why today in 1940, Australia declared war on Italy.
Yeah, don't
So
pick
it
on
happened-
the French. Jeez, Louise.
Yeah. Happened a
Oh,
day
and
after.
the UK.
And the UK.
That's why we joined.
Yes.
UK, yeah.
UK.
And on the 10th of June, which was yesterday, in 2003, the Spirit rover is launched, beginning NASA's Mars exploration rover mission. Now, that landed on Mars a couple of years ago, didn't it? Or was that earlier?
It takes, I think it's 6 or 8 months
Oh.
for the rover to. It's been on Mars for a while.
To get to Mars.
Yeah.
I thought it was like at least a few years.
I thought so too, but I read somewhere it was only a few months. Like, it was not a few months. It was a good, probably 3/4 of a year
Okay.
to get to Mars. I'm not too sure about that. Yeah. It's not as long as you think, but it's longer than a few weeks, like the moon is.
Okay.
Yeah. And then that rover's been up there for a very
How
long
long does it
time.
take to get to the moon?
I think it's like 3 weeks.
Seriously?
3 weeks.
I thought it was not a quick trip, but
It's
like.
not a quick trip.
Oh, I thought it was.
No, I think there's something like the distance away from. You know how you always see diagrams of like how big the moon is compared to the Earth.
Yeah.
It's like nothing. It's like way out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, the more you know, you learn new facts every single day. That was today in history. We've got Home by Topic coming up, but right now we've got Remind Me to Forget by Kygo. That was Home by Topic. Listen to mornings live and local on Brisbane Youth Radio on 1197 AM and digital radio and online at fixradio.com.au. As the school holidays approach and university students now face exam weeks, you may be getting a little bored over the month of June. So here are some of our top picks of the best ways to keep yourself or your younger siblings entertained in the following month.
Movies. We have Tag. Every year since primary school, 5 highly competitive friends stage an epic no-holds-barred game of tag. This year, the only undefeated player is getting married, which makes him an easy target. Tag will start showing on screens on the 14th of June, which is this Thursday. Perfect to catch at the start of your
And
holidays.
it's based on an actual
It's based. I don't know how true that is.
No.
Is it?
I watched, actually last night when I was trying to go to bed at like 1 o'clock in the morning. Ooh. I was actually watching like a small documentary piece they did on them.
Like
And
behind
like,
the scenes.
yeah, but
Yeah.
like they didn't start in primary school. They started at the end of high school.
Okay.
Because they got bored.
Yeah.
And they have like a proper signed legal contract and everything.
Oh, really?
That they only play the game of tag in February for the 28 days.
Wow.
Yeah, so
That's
it's like
so cool.
It's not like a year-long thing.
Yeah, it's just
like
for the month.
But they obviously changed things in the movie to make it more interesting. But
Yeah.
in February, that's when you watch your back. And like one of them said, yeah, I was easy target one year because they tagged me at my father's funeral.
Oh, no. That's in the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, okay.
It is, yeah.
Oh,
I
awesome.
actually really want to see it.
Incredibles 2. Now, obviously,
I
it's
can't
not,
wait.
it's not a kids' movie, okay? Don't you bring your children to this movie for
this
a
is
good week.
ours.
This is our movie. So I've been waiting for this, you know?
14 years.
Wow. Sequel to Disney Pixar's 2004 box office. My alarm is going off my phone because it is time for me to wake up at this time. At what's the time? Like around 9:45-ish? Yes,
Feels
9:45.
Feels like earlier. Feels like
Yeah, it feels earlier.
today. I didn't have my coffee.
Of course, Incredibles 2, sequel to Disney Pixar's 2004 box office crushing CGI action adventure. Bob Parr, in brackets, Mr. Incredible, is left to care for Jack or Helen, in brackets, Alaska Girl, is out saving the world. Pixar's The Incredibles 2 releases on Thursday, the 14th of June, 14 years after the original movie.
I can't wait.
Can't wait.
I'm following them on Instagram, and every second post is trailers for it. They're really hitting this thing hard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So we have Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom. Jeff Goldblum is back, and along with Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, and director J.A. Bayona for the sequel to the 2015's Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom. Jurassic World, not Fallen Kingdom. Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom will show on the silver screens from the 21st of June, so a little bit later in the month.
I'm not interested in watching it, to be honest.
Really?
The first one was nice, but like,
The first one was pretty good. The second
Yeah.
one, have you noticed how very similar it is to the second Jurassic Park movie?
I have not seen the second Jurassic Park movie.
If you do, it is so similar.
So like similar plot line.
Mhm.
Oh, jeez Louise.
And the first, like the Jurassic World, was like almost a similar plot line as the first Jurassic Park.
I feel like it was kind of
It was-
different. It's still follow the same thing.
Yeah,
with-
so like the difference was this is a already established theme park with larger people, whereas Jurassic Park was just them trialing it,
yeah.
and it went wrong.
Which is weird because it's all set in the same universe.
Yes.
They're like, oh, let's just try again one more time. Let's just try it.
And the
Like,
same things are happening, and you think,
It's,
yeah. What I love is coming up here next on the games, and this is I'm excited for this. It actually comes out tomorrow. Jurassic World Evolution. This is a game, by the way. Brings you a Zoo Tycoon and SimCity experience to the world of Jurassic Park.
oh wow.
Yeah, build your park and attractions while advancing in scientific development to enhance or create new dinos. However, just like the movies, nature always finds a way.
Uh-oh.
With voice acting by Jeff Goldblum, Evolutions will make you feel like you're right there. You can make your own Jurassic Park on June the 12th, which is tomorrow, on PC, PS4, and the Xbox One.
Oh, so it's like gonna be a proper
A game.
Zoo Tycoon SimCity,
Yes.
not like a pay for
One of
to
those-
speed this up.
No, yeah, it's a proper full game, so you can get it on the PC. I would assume it's a little bit better because mouse and keyboard controls. It is one of those sort of, you select.
Well, that's what you do with those Tycoon games
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah,
I don't
so-
get how you can play it on.
Well, I had Zoo Tycoon on the DS, and it was like you
They
had
don't
to
talk about DS
press
sports.
every yeah. So on the PC, like they've done like top-down real-time strategy type games on the PC and PS4. On the PC on the consoles with the thumbsticks, but it works to a degree.
The Crew 2 is Ubisoft's second installment to their open world racing MMO. Crew 2 captures the thrill of American motorsports. Is that what? Spirit. I could not read. I'm not wearing my glasses today. It's not helping either. So I thought you meant to say sports. I'm like, wait, motorsports sports? The American motorsports spirit, whether it be on the ground, sky, or sea, the entire United States is at your disposal as you explore coast to coast, either on the street or off road. The Crew 2 releases on June the 26th on PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
I don't know how I feel about that one. The first one was kind of a flop,
I
but
haven't been keeping up to date with it.
that's all right.
so
No,
it's
not many
like-
people have with the Crew.
Oh,
This one's pretty exciting. Drawful 2 is coming to the Switch on June the 21st, allowing you and your friends the ability to draw awfully in any location you so desire.
oh, nice.
Yeah, Drawful is a game similar to Pictionary, though in reverse. Instead of guessing the word from what was drawn, you must draw from the word. Have you played it before?
I think I have
It's one of those games that you get everybody around while you're
on
drunk.
your phones and everything.
Yes,
I've
yeah.
played
So
it. Yeah.
Oh, it's so fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Actually, with my friends, we don't follow the rules. We just draw
Whatever.
really
Space-
dumb
yeah.
stuff, and like it's all a bunch of inside jokes. Like,
And whoever gets the funniest. Like, that's the
Yeah.
cool thing. There's not really many rules.
yeah, it's
So-
just like what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on the 29th of June, and although already released on PlayStation 4, Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy is now available to both Xbox One and Nintendo Switch owners. Your favorite marsupial Crash Bandicoot can now be played in 4K, 4K, oh, dab, on the Xbox One X or on the go with Nintendo Switch. Are they releasing a PC one as well?
I hope so.
I hope so. That's when I'll actually get it because I don't own any of those
Yeah.
stuffs. One day, hopefully, I'll own a Switch. I'll buy a Switch when Animal Crossing comes out on it.
Yes. Or Pokemon. You a fan of Pokemon?
I don't mind Pokemon. I'm just not a fan of it. I tried getting into it, but I'm like, oh,
takes a long
it's
time.
not for me.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't grow up playing it or anything. So, but Animal Crossing,
I like it too.
Girl,
Yeah.
I've spent hours in Animal
On
Crossing.
the mobile one?
No.
I haven't
ew.
either.
I mean, I had it for a while, but I got bored of it on the mobile because
Yeah.
it's free to play. You know,
And then you have to pay and
2 hours and you'll be able to do this fun thing. It's
Yeah.
like,
No,
"Oh,
thank you.
cool. But the last one I played was on the Wii with City Folk. That was a good one.
Mm.
But yeah, I never got to play on the 3DS one because I have a 3DS. I mean, I'd love to. Anyway,
It's the same as the normal DS one.
no, it's different. New Leaf is different to the
You reckon?
DS one. So there was Wild World.
Yeah.
for the Nintendo DS, but then there's New Leaf for
For the 3DS.
3DS.
Yeah, I've got that one.
Oh, I hate you. I have it.
Get a 3DS.
Anyway, coming up, we've got Havana by Camila Cabello. Right now, we've got Gold by Guy Sebastian.
Fearless. It's a potent combination of knowledge and belief. It's what helps a young woman become a member of a large regional news team. It's what inspires a farmer's son to pursue a highly specialised PhD. Fearless. It's what you'll become at the University of Southern Queensland, the #1 uni for graduate employment in the state. Visit usq.edu.au/fearless and unleash yours today.
USQ is a proud sponsor of this radio program.
This is a Phoenix Media program, an innovation of USQ.
Yes, it's time for our back segment. I love this music so much. But before that was a bop called I Believe in You by Kylie Minogue. It's a classic hit, but not as classic as this lovely theme song we're listening to right now. But yeah, it's the mornings live and local on Brisbane Youth Radio and 11:97 a.m. and Digital Radio, Phoenix Radio. Again, I'm a mess this morning, but this music makes me feel so much better. You know what I mean? Anyway, time for some facts.
Yeah, so I thought I was browsing these on the internet. It was pretty funny. The site I actually got these from, you Google like a couple of facts. You click on the site, and it's not a site that gives you facts. It's actually a site about making your site the first list on Google. So they trick you.
Oh, wow.
They trick you into going on to and finding out these facts, but then finding out that the site isn't actually a fact site. It's actually trying to sell you a service. Anyway,
I'm
I thought,
offended. Oh, my God.
yeah, I thought it was pretty funny. But the first fact that I have here for you is if a statue of a person in a park on a horse has both front legs in the air, that person died in battle. If the horse has one front leg in the air, that person died from wounds related to that battle. And if the horse has all four legs on the ground, that person died of natural causes.
Oh, wow. I never knew that.
Yeah, so next time you have a look at a statue...
Oh, so like the horse has like the...
Yeah. And the one leg, yeah.
Wow.
It means different things.
That's so cool. Oh, wow. The bulletproof vest, fire escape, windshield wipers, and laser printers were all invented by women. That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I thought that was pretty cool. That's fine.
Laser printers. Oh, they're so quick.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm pretty impressed by color laser printers.
Yeah.
To be honest, black and white. It's like, it's just
Yeah.
black and white.
Yeah.
I mean, that's quick to do. But yeah, color.
Yeah.
That's where it's at, sis.
All right. Well, American Airlines saved $40,000 in 1987 by eliminating one olive from each salad served in first class.
How?
So, because of the cost of one olive over the amount of people in first class over an entire year, that's $40,000 worth of one olive.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's, I'm not going to say any particular company, but there are fast food chains out there that do the same thing.
Oh, okay.
They will make serving sizes ever so smaller and cups ever so small.
Yeah. That's true, though. But like, you know, chocolate bars used to be bigger back in the day. I mean, like the full family size.
Used to be bigger.
I can consume one in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That's our family.
Well, have you noticed the Malteser packages used to be called family packs? They were like 600 grams. Now they're called Just Add the Family Pack. And they're 550 or 570 grams.
That's so true. I can devour one.
And it's the same price. So they take out like 5 Maltesers and it's the same price. And so they probably save millions and millions and millions.
Wow.
Yeah.
The ant always falls over on its right side when intoxicated. Wait, ants get drunk?
I thought this was pretty funny because I thought, why is anybody studying this?
It's like, let's just get a bunch of ants drunk and see which
What
way they fall over.
And it just so happens that coincidentally they all fell over on their right side.
Wow.
How much alcohol does it take to get, like if you put a drop down, wouldn't that kill the thing? That's more alcohol than it.
Yeah. Oh, well. Not my problem. Oh, that's a bad thing to say. Whoops.
Alrighty, and this one's for us. Okay.
Oh, uh-oh.
Yeah. Wearing headphones, because we're wearing headphones right now for the radio. Wearing headphones for just an hour will increase the bacteria in your ear by 700 times.
Oh, ew. And like so many people wear these.
Yeah, so this is a university radio studio. So every hour there's a new person in the studio.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, it's pretty disgusting.
When the moon is directly overhead, you'll weigh slightly less. So that's why I should weigh myself on the scales.
When the full moon, like a werewolf, go outside and weigh
Ooh.
yourself.
Unless it's like oh, let me go outside with the full moon and weigh my. I don't know where I'm going with that.
That's because of the gravity. So that's the way the tides work. So the moon has a slight gravitational pull and pulls.
Speaking of space, I'm not sure if you said it on air last week or the week before. I can't remember, but you have this space app on your phone.
Yeah.
The what's it called? Let me bring up my phone very quickly. The Skyview.
Yes, and you
app.
can look up and the constellations and stuff.
Because I got home at like 12:30 last night,
Yeah.
and I was looking up. I'm like, because I live in the country, so I get to see
All the stars.
so much. And because I always see these few bright stars, obviously, which are planets, but I'm
Yes.
like, I never knew which ones they were. So I checked. I'm like, oh, that's Jupiter.
Yeah, and that should have been in the east
Yeah.
of the sky. Yeah.
Yeah, and then right above me was Saturn,
Mm.
and Mars was nearby. And it's funny because when I looked down with it, like Venus was under me, and I'm like, really tripped me out. I'm like, oh,
Why
that's
is it
so
under-
that's so true though, because like, I'm pointing downwards, which means
It's as
pulling-
if you were
Uh,
looking
it's-
through the earth and out the other side.
Yeah, it's like oh. Anyway, next
Yeah.
next fact.
The name of all the continents end with the same letter they start with. So Europe, Asia, Africa, America,
Australia, South America.
South America.
Oh, North America. No.
But that's America.
Okay, I'll
think.
give you that.
South
excuse.
America. Yeah,
Yeah, the Americas.
the Americas.
Oh, well, that ends
Ends with
an
an
S.
S.
And why?
Yeah, I love this one. This is
Okay.
for you.
The sixth sheep sick is said to be the toughest tongue twister in the English language. I don't even know what the third word is. That
The
sheep.
sheiks? I don't know
Sheiks.
either, but I just put it in there so that you had to say it.
Sixth sheep sick.
Toughest tongue twister.
Did I do it? I don't even know if I did.
I think you did. How hard was it?
Yeah, I can't usually speak English, so like that was hard.
Yeah.
Very hard for me. Anyway, that was our facts.
Our facts. Oh, I've got another fact relating about space.
Ooh.
So you know how you said you were looking at planets and you knew they were planets? There's another way to tell as well. So stars flicker
Yeah, that's true.
because they're further away. The light, I think it's like the light photons or whatever it is.
Oh, okay.
It's been proven that there are photons or waves or whatever. But whatever it is, because they're so far away and they're spreading the light over a larger amount of area, the light is hitting our retinas and then missing and hitting and missing, and that's why they twinkle.
Twinkle, twinkle, little
Yeah.
star.
Whereas planets, because they're in our solar system, like the sun doesn't twinkle. Not that you should be looking at the sun. The planets don't twinkle.
Oh, wow.
So you
But I
can
can only
usually
see
tell.
like they're brighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So because they're smaller than a sun, so they're smaller than a star. You can look up in the sky and there are stars that are just as bright as Jupiter. Jupiter's pretty damn big, but they flicker as opposed to Jupiter, which is one solid light. And then if you look hard enough, sometimes you look at a light and you're like, and then you realize it's moving and it's a satellite.
Or I just think it's aliens, and I'm like, oh no, oh wait, no, it's just
It's a
planet.
UFO.
Well, technically, because I can't identify it. So it
That's
is an
true. Unidentified flying object. Maybe those crazy people aren't so crazy after all.
But coming up, we have our special interview. Oh,
yeah.
after these songs. But coming up, we've got Finesse by Bruno Mars. But right now, Body Like a Back Road by Sam Hunt. And that was Finesse by Bruno Mars. You listen to Mornings Live and Local on Brisbane Youth Radio on 1197 AM and digital radio outline at phoenixradio.com.au. Now, it might not be the Queen's birthday holiday here in Queensland, but there are plenty of worthy Queenslanders on the Queen's Birthday Honours list released overnight. Among them, Brisbane's own John Ebbett, who thanks to his advocacy work in community health and LGBTIQ awareness, has woken up today as John Ebbett OAM. Good morning, John, and congratulations.
Yes.
Hi, how are you this morning?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm not too bad. So the Medal of the Order of Australia, how does that feel to have earned it?
Feels absolutely wonderful. I have never expected anything like that, and to actually have achieved it, I would like to thank whoever nominated me, and I think you need 5 people to be referees. So I would like to thank them as well.
You track them down and be like, "Oh my God, thank you so much for this."
I will. I will try and track them down. I can assure you, because I don't know that everything's accurate, 100% accurate on what was said. But it's great.
Okay. Well, when did you find out, and how did you keep it a secret?
The Governor General Secretary sent a letter in March asking if I would accept an award, which I thought about for about 5 seconds and very humbly sent back a response saying, yeah, I think so. Then there was a letter very quickly after it confirming that it was to be awarded, but I was not allowed to say anything until today.
So it wasn't too hard to keep it a secret, but you just wanted to kind of like surprise everyone, yeah.
A couple of times it has come so close to coming out that I've really sort of thought, ooh, that was close.
Also, you were a founding committee member of the Queensland AIDS Council back in 1984. Is that when you found your calling as a community health advocate?
Yeah, really. Prior to that, I was involved in so many gay groups. It is, really hard. Like, when I was in my very early 20s, there was a group in Brisbane called Gay Men's Rap, which we spoke about so many things that were happening around the world, and that really had to do with mental things that were happening, and how to relieve the pressure within ourselves and homophobia. So I suppose it's not in the same way as the HIV, but yeah. In the year before, there had been a couple of meetings which I went to with the people who eventually wound up on the committee and a couple of other people, and it was a bit hysterical from the point of view was that people had heard about it. It didn't have a name at that stage. It was called GRID, or Gay-Related Immunodeficiency. And, there'd be people at these meetings saying, I don't want to die. I'm going to stop going to the pub in case I get it from somebody's glass. It really was terrifying that people were thinking that way. And so we knew that there were cases in Sydney, and we knew if the cases in Sydney had, if Sydney had cases, we were going to get them. So we had to set up an organisation. And I'm unfortunately one of those people who they say, will you do something? I can't say no. And so I was very happy to be involved. And at the time, HIV was a notifiable disease. So one of the greatest early achievements of the committee was we organised Dr. Ian Fraser, who was the Australian of the Year at the time, to come along and do some testing, which was he used it as part of his HPV virus testing, and he had that organised with the university, and he was the first person who actually gave the results of HIV testing to people without the government finding out. He set up counselling before and after, so people knew what to do, etc. And yeah, so I think we were very, very successful.
Oh, definitely. I completely agree with that because, I mean, what you did back then has had such an effect on today, and like, in a way also you helped the awareness of it, and you obviously that would have helped people preventing from getting it as well. So like, in a way, you've also saved lives.
Yeah. Oh, well, definitely we did. Because people talk to me when I'm out at something public, and they sort of say, if it wasn't for you and the people who started the organisation, I'd be dead today.
Oh, wow.
Which is, to me, one of the greatest compliments I could ever receive.
Oh, that's amazing. But for you personally, what was life like in Brisbane in the 80s as a gay man?
Well, I never worried about being a gay man because I was out when I was a teenager. And, I was never the football sort of playing jock. I was more the sissy. And so I thought there's no sense in hiding it. And, so that was it. I just told people I was gay. And they had to like it or lump it. And if they didn't like it, well, too bad. They're not my friend.
Their loss, it's like, yeah. That's how I see it as well. It's just like, well, if you're not going to accept me for who I am, then bye. See ya.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So for several years, you were a volunteer community correspondent for ABC Radio, reporting on issues in the senior LGBTIQ community. What sort of issues are specific to seniors in the LGBTQIQ community?
Well, what I see is that with the senior community, we have groups of people who have lost their entire social connections through HIV and aging. And so there are people who are really alone, and they're in their homes or their flats or whatever it is, and nobody thinks, oh, I'll go and visit, excuse this expression, nobody thinks I'll go and visit that old queen. It'd be nice if people thought that way.
Yeah.
So Queensland AIDS Council, once again, have come to the fore, and they have a program where you can go along and learn how to appropriately visit with somebody, maybe take them to a movie, maybe take them on a car trip to, a park or the Bribey or something, just so they have good social contact and they're not just sitting in their home with nothing to do, sitting in a chair watching TV all day, or a lot of them are just not coping, and that can lead to mental disease, and that's what we're trying to stop happening.
You must be proud of the work you've done and the achievements of the LGBTQI community and the broader community over the last couple of decades, but what still has yet to be achieved?
Well, we've got marriage equality, which is one thing that is great. But for me, I think that family families need to accept the difference of their children. And that's something that needs to happen in every family. That and I honestly do not have an idea of how we organise that inbred prejudices in families can be changed, but there must be a way that can happen. And also, churches need to change the way they deal with gay people. I mean, it's very, very enlightening to hear the Uniting Church talk about allowing marriage in their churches and celebrations and things like that, but not the other churches. And when you have a look at the abuse and all that sort of thing that have happened from churches, I still think there's a lot to do with religion.
I do agree with that. I'm an optimist myself. I do believe, as we keep going along, it will get better. It can
only.
Yeah, honestly.
And we have to believe.
We have to, yeah.
If we don't believe it's going to get better, how is it going to get better? Because there's just going to be so much negativity in the world that it won't get better.
Exactly. And again, congratulations on congratulations on your award, and to all of the year's Queen's birthdays recipients. And again, it was so lovely to meet you and to talk to you today.
Thank you both very much. It's been a delight.
Oh,
Thank you.
Thank you. And in case you've been wondering, hang on, when's our Queen's birthday holiday here in the Queen's own land? The answer is Monday, October 1st. Now we have Ariana Grande's No Tears Left to Cry.
Right now, we turning it up.
And you're listening to Mornings live and local on Brisbane Youth Radio on 11:97 AM and digital radio and online at phoenixradio.com.au. Time for some world news. So, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has arrived in Singapore for a scheduled summit with US, with US President Donald Trump. This meeting, the first between a leader from North Korea and a sitting US president, will be taking place on Tuesday. Mr. Trump described it as a one-time shot at peace and said the two were in unknown territory. President Trump will arrive later on Sunday. The US hopes the summit will kickstart a process that eventually sees Mr. Kim giving up his nuclear weapons. The two leaders have had an extraordinary up-and-down relationship over the past 18 months, trading insults and threatening war before abruptly changing tack and moving towards a face-to-face meeting.
So this is at the moment, Kim Jong-un is in Singapore right now.
Yes.
He's landed in a very Soviet-era aeroplane, 62M or something like that. What's really interesting is if we can get North Korea to give up its nuclear arms, there will only be 7 countries in the world that has the ability to wage war with nuclear arsenal.
7.
So just 7.
Just 7.
Just 7. So there were, the largest I believe were 10 countries.
Okay.
I think Africa, one of the African countries had one for a very short amount of time, and then they gave it up.
Maybe South Africa?
South Africa,
I think
probably.
because it's the most...
The biggest, yeah.
Yeah.
They pushed it up to 9, and then I think the next year they decided to get rid of it. So the way that it works is that larger countries have the ability to protect smaller countries. So, for example, Australia doesn't have a nuclear arms weapon program because the US protects us. If anybody attacks us with nuclear arms, then the US will attack them. So ultimately, it would be better if nobody had any at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I completely agree with that. Anyway, next article.
Yeah, so the royal tour, Meghan and Harry heading down under. Prince Harry and wife Meghan will make an official tour of Australia, New Zealand, and the Pacific in October.
The colonies.
Harry.
Oh, we shouldn't be making fun. I'm sorry.
Kensington Palace has confirmed this information. The newlyweds will embark on their first major international visit with 4 country tours, which will also take in Fiji and Tonga. Ah, cool. And the tour will be built around the pair's commitments to the Invictus Games, a sporting event in Sydney from October 20th to 27th. Confirming widespread speculation about the trip, Kensington Palace has confirmed the popular pair will undertake an autumn tour, spring in Australia, and that it will be an official visit. Oh, nice. It said further details of the trip by the pair, known officially as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, would be announced at a later date. Their Royal Highnesses have been invited to visit the realms of Australia and New Zealand by the countries' respective governments, Kensington Palace said. The Duke and Duchess will visit the Commonwealth countries of Fiji and Tonga at the request of the Foreign and Commonwealth Office.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so we could have our little... You can get a selfie.
Bring him in the studio.
We could try.
We could try. It's like no stopping us. Well,
We just have to bow.
oh wow, on air. Have to do some
How do you-
Foley, like a.
Oh, yeah, like...
Anyway, time for our little weather update. So currently it's 18 degrees around the southeast today, and we're expecting a high of 23. Partly cloudy today with slight chance of a shower, and tonight it will get down to 6 degrees.
It's the second time it's got you.
Let's get down. Anyway, coming up, we've got some 5 Seconds of Summer with Want You Back, which I should believe is their only good song. Like, they only had the one album, didn't they? And they like disappeared off the face of the earth.
I think so.
I think so. It's like they were such a big thing.
They
for
were
like
only
a
popular
month.
for 5 seconds of summer.
Yeah, basically. But right now we've got Some Days Soon by Natasha Bassingthwaighte. You know, it's
Yeah.
Some Days Soon.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to listen to it right now, so I don't need to sing it. I could sing it instead.
You could sing along with it.
Nah.
I don't think people at home would be very happy.
Nah, they don't want that. But anyway.
Someday soon you're gonna catch that dream you've been chasing.
And that was Want You Back by 5 Seconds of Summer. You listen to Mornings Live and Local on Brisbane Youth Radio on 11:07 a.m. and Digital Radio Outline, phoenixradio.com.au. Now it's time to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
It's almost 12. You know, it doesn't feel like it's 12 o'clock.
Feels like we've had a really, really rough day. It feels like
Yeah.
it's like 10 o'clock or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Crazy. Like we just woke up.
But of course, we'll be back next week, but with Alistair next week because he couldn't make it in
Yes.
today because he has an exam.
Exams. Us lucky media students don't have exams.
We're so lucky.
We're so lucky.
But we get assessed throughout the entire semester.
We
so
do. Yeah, we.
we're always in exam mode. Oh, my headphones fell off. But yeah,
It's
it's
all right.
time
You won't get the 7,000 times bacteria for the next
Yeah.
3 seconds.
for the next 10 seconds. Now I can hear myself. But yeah, we're back next week, of course, at 10 to 12 here on the mornings on Brisbane Youth Radio
Yeah.
and DAB and Phoenix Radio, of course.
Awesome.
But yeah, we'll see you then. It's coming up. We've got some Jonas Blue with Rise. Right now, some Zayn Malik with Pillow Talk. And goodbye. Thank you for listening to us.
And go see The Incredibles.
Yes.
Please.
Please.
Love it.
Oh, actually, I would watch it this week, but it's a busy week this week. 'Cause
I'm-
again, it's not exams, but like assessment.
I may have time. Okay.
Don't if you spoil anything for me,
I won't. No. I
I'll
will
murder you.
I will keep my lips shut. I am one of those people who hate spoilers. I will not spoil it for you.
Thank you.
That's okay.
It's very sweet.
I will spoil one thing though. It's not following the storyline of the Underminer.
But they'll cover it, won't they?
I hope
They
do.
would,
They
because-
did in a video game for the DS, but they're skipping it.
It's a DS canon.
Yes, that's what I mean. Because they're not covering it in the movie, like, does that mean the DS canon isn't canon? It's actual storyline.
Who knows?
But we'll see, because they will cover it a little bit. But it's after the Underminer.
Anyway, again, thank you for joining us. Pillow Talk by Zayn Malik right now.